Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today, let's take a look at AutoGen Studio version 0.4. Since I have noticed it is a new version, let's check and see if we can implement some agentic workflow with it. Now let's turn to the GitHub page. And we can see there are some different layouts of the interface and so on. So now let's just find how to utilize it. First of all, we need to install the AutoGen. So I'm using the cursor interface to the PowerShell. Of course, you can also use other alternatives as mentioned below. So first of all, let's first install AutoGen Studio to make sure that we have the latest version, and we should run this application using AutoGen UI port 8081. We can try this one after the installation. Okay, here we go. Okay, there seems to have no issue here. Let's just open it. Yeah, here we go. As you can see here, we are in the AutoGen Studio new version. I think it's called 0.4. Yeah, on the lower right hand side is a v0.4. Okay, so now let's see what we can do here. Okay, so first of all is the team builder. I think we can build different teams of the agents, and here on the right hand side you can see there is a interface where you can see the workflow and so on. It looks very good. So let's try to create a new team. Okay, then here we have a new team. And okay, so this is default. This is like a default setting. There are already two agents here. So let's try to drag some of the agents in the interface. Let's see. Okay, so here we can see there are some agents, there are some models, tools, termination, different functions here. Okay, and here we can see that we have two views, Visual Builder view and JSON view. Okay, I think let's just start from the Visual Builder view. First of all, let's try here. Okay, I will call it test team 1 AG Studio 0.4. Let's try. Yeah, as you can see here, the team already changed the name based on the first agent. Then we have this system agent on the right hand side. Okay, now let's see if we can customize the models. Let's go here, configure model. Okay, let's just go to Llama 3.221b. The API key is Olama. And then let's see the base URL. Yeah, I just forgot. Let's check Olama API setting. Okay, I think it's this one. It's our URL until API. Let's try. Okay, save changes. Let's try to run it. What is the height of Eiffel Tower? Let's see. Okay, model info is required. The model name is not valid OpenAI model. Okay, let me see. Llama. Model parameters, I don't think is a very important issue. See Llama. Let's go to Llama 3.221b. Alright, save changes. Let's try it. Okay. Here you see, I think the task is completed. The user sent the request or the prompt, what is the height of the Eiffel Tower? The agent team completed the task. And where is the result? We can already build a workflow, but the problem is we cannot see the output. So I think there must be a way that we can run this agent, maybe in Playground. Let's create a new session. Yeah, this is testing 1 AGSD 0.4. Let's try it. The issue is that we do not see the response. So after a while, I have discovered that the Olama configuration cannot get the results. So I changed to configure the models with LLM Studio. As you can see here, this is the model information that I input into the AutoGen Studio interface. I would suggest you to check the JSON editor, because if you do not use it, you just input some values in this page. Sometimes the JSON format will be missing this model info, which will always cause error. And whenever you run the agentic workflow, it will say that the model info is missing, or sometimes if the information here is not complete, you are going to meet other errors. I would suggest you to use the JSON editor and check the structure to make sure it's complete. If you accidentally delete it, don't worry, you can go to check the, sorry, not this one. I think this one, Mistral 7B local is by default here, is like an example. The other thing is that when you use LLM Studio, please make sure that you load this model like I loaded here, and you can see I already started the server, so it is ready to go. Okay, now let's come back. All right, so as introduced before, I don't think we need a user proxy. As you can see here, using the simple workflow, we still have the thing. And here we can see there is a system agent which will execute the task. Let's try to run it. Before running this agentic workflow, please remember that you can always change the model as you want. For example, if you drag it here, it will change to GPT-4 mini. If you check this one, it will be the Llama 3.1b model that I choose. Okay, for the tools, it's not so very important now, but in the future, if you need it, you can always configure. Okay, and also you can have the termination conditions here. For now, I don't think we need that. Let's run it. Okay, the question is, what is the height of Eiffel Tower? We just send it. As you can see, now I already get the results. Okay, the user has a question, assistant agent, output these tokens, and I think it also used the calculator tool. As you can see here, this workflow actually shows you how it goes for the entire workflow. So now I think you are ready to go to check other workflows. And here I just took some time to configure the details of the models. Let's try it again. Wow, it seems that this time it actually recognized what I have changed. And let's try. Seems promising, and it is running, right? Okay, yeah. We already have one issue about the web server. Well, it actually goes to debug mode, which is not what we need is the online searching results. So let's just cancel the run. Let's check a little bit about the error. Trace back. Well, I think there's some issue about the tools that we use here, but I'm not sure where it goes wrong at the moment because everything seems fine. Alright, let me just check if we can use, let's just try to use the tool of web search, like Google search. Okay, and let's just delete this tool here. It will go Google search. Let's try it again. Let's try again. Okay, messages must contain objects with a content field, not empty. So I guess, so it cannot do Google search. If it's about this tool, let's change to another one. Let's try Bing search here. Okay, and let's delete Google search for this moment. Okay, let's try it. No, the problem is not there. So let's check. Bing search tool looks okay. Web server agent, let's add again. Here I do not see the option to configure the object. So very strangely, when I run it again, it actually goes on with answering. It seems it's working now. Yes, I think the web server agent already gave some response here. I think maybe there were some temporary issues. At the moment, I can hear my GPU is running hot. So when I come back to LLM Studio interface, I can see this log goes on and on. Okay, so as you can see here, I think there are some issues about repeated agent, but I'm going to leave it here. Let's see. Alright, so the step is still stuck at this point. However, I already get some of the information. I think it's It has got the answers from the internet. Alright, I think now it's going to a circle. I'm going to eject the model for the moment to avoid the system overload or something. Yeah, and let's just come back to have a look. Okay, so basically I manually forced the termination of this process because I think there's some issue. Because as you know, some small models like Llama 3.21b may have the issue that it will go on and never get out from the agentic workflow. So as you can see here, we already get a system agent response. I think in general it looks good. So basically it just ends at this step. Yeah. So let's come back to check again. So it goes to assistant agent, complete the task, and nothing more. Because this flow does not end, so it is not calling the other agents. Okay. So now let's try to go to the other sample. It's called deep search. Okay, before looking into the details, let's see if we can change our models. Yeah, no problem. Okay, alright. So changing models does not seem to be an issue here. Do quick save and come back to LLM Studio. Okay, let's choose a model and the server should be started soon. Alright. Let's just alright. I don't think we need a verbose. So let's come back. Now let's see the deep search team. There will be a team of 3 agents: research assistant, perform web search and analytics of the information, verifier, ensures search quality and completeness, and so on. Summary agents provide the detailed markdown summary. Okay, looks good. Selector, there is also a selector which will actually coordinating the team according to the requirements. It's like an orchestrator, and there is also a description how it should choose different agents. Alright, so let's just a quick start to see if there is some issue. Okay, I'm using the default question is about the height of Eiffel Tower. And now let's see if the agents can successfully give us feedback. Okay, so at this moment, let's take a look here. Alright, it is already up and running. Because I already cancelled the verbose, so we are not going to see the streaming mode in LLM Studio. Okay, there's a problem about the server error, but there has been already some communications. Yeah, but here we have the issue of the message and so on. Let's see what's the issue here. Alright, it is very interesting. When I just run it again, it actually works. So basically I had a thought about deleting some of the agents and so on, but now it seems okay. Alright, let's check. There is a difference. This difference affects the overall vertical height, but it does not alter the tower's base to height ratio, making it a stable and enduring structure. Alright, what I care about is only the height, 324 meters, and there's a reference, and it is explaining the misconceptions. Very interesting. But why are we talking about the Statue of Liberty? Well, our prompt is just, what is the height of the Eiffel Tower? Okay, so let's check agentic workflow. Alright, so basically research agent works to search 321 tokens, send it to summary agent, and get a final result. We can also change the layout. It's very convenient. Okay, so I think we get response, but as you can see, this is over complication. I mean, for our simple question, right? But however, it has done some checking of the different information. Like this one, Eiffel Tower official website, but the retrieval date is empty. It also retrieved the Statue of Liberty information. Okay, but this is less relevant. I don't know why it chose it. Okay, so let's try another prompt. What does the leading AI experts talk about AI these days? Just be a little bit vague. Let's see if it can get some of the search information. Alright, let's take a look. These topics has been discussed at conferences. Okay, the survey aims to investigate the current state of explainability in artificial intelligence. Well, it actually gives me an example of markdown summary of the research report. Challenges. There's a comparison table. There are 2 references to 2 different papers. There are 2 images. I'm sure it could be in the search result, but we do not have a correct tool to parse it to our final output of the response. Terminating this conversation now. Goodbye. I hope this helps. Alright, I think we get some results. It looks interesting. I think what we have seen before was from here. I think first point is that the selector prompt actually coordinates the agentic workflow here, and also we need to pay attention to like the system message, of each agent. It is actually defining its job. And let's see the last one. This system message actually tells the agent to do the summary in markdown format, and it should signal the termination of the conversation. Alright, so we have also tried the deep research agent. I think I'm going to conclude it here. So I think there are several key takeaways from this video. First one, you need to be very clear about the workflow, or you can understand the sample workflow very well. Second of all, whenever you link the agents together, please make sure that you understand their roles and their functions. Okay, what do they do and which tool do they use? Then about the model configuration, I think it's quite important because it took me some time to figure it out. Because most people are using OpenAI. I don't like that because I want to do free local experiments. So as you can see here, in the model part, I configured the Llama version. As you can see here, it does not work, right? So I switched to LLM Studio version. It works quite well. So I think this is a good option for you to use LLM Studio. It is also convenient because you and it has also more models in the market, so you can choose freely. From flexibility point of view, I think it's more flexible than Olama, but Olama is usually my first choice because it can integrate into the workflow coding quite smoothly. So every time you use LLM Studio, you need to download the model and load it. It has a nicer interface and you can do a lot of experiments. So eventually we configured the model information. Like I said, whenever you have some issues, go to the JSON editor so you can change it to the correct format. And there are many different functions which you can try. We can do different tests with agentic workflow design. As you can see here, for example, you can create a team, add new agents. You can create different tools here. Like this one is called the image generation tool, but it always rely on certain models, right? And also, like this one is called the PDF generation tool. It actually goes through the OCR process. But whenever we expand our capability of the agentic workflow, we need to consider more details. And of course, the models, if you have API of ChatGPT or Azure or Mistral, you can use their API. But if you do not have API, Olama and also LLM Studio, you can configure to link your local models. But pay attention to here. I did not successfully get the Llama 3.21b model support from Olama. In this case, of course, you can change to LLM Studio. You just change the configuration. Make sure you downloaded this model in LLM Studio. You can load it and run a server. Then you are ready to go. before we end this video, there is also deployment. Okay, so basically you can just deploy your program via Python or Docker. You can also explore these options. Okay, so I'm going to conclude the video here. So whenever you want to try this tool by yourself, please pay attention to the points I mentioned. I wish they are useful for you. If you like my video, feel free to share with your friends and leave a comment if you have any doubts. Do not forget to subscribe, and please, if you like my content, don't forget to support me. I have different links in my link tree. Okay, your support will mean a lot for me, and I'm going to continue providing good quality contents. And of course, your opinions will mean a lot to me, and I'm going to improve my content. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.